The thing that we're trying this year that's different, and it's really a last gasp, and for about the first 7 years or so, we never lost a hive. We never lost any.
Last week, I checked in with Carol Horwitz and Don Faulkner, proprietors of White Duck Farm, whom I interviewed for the podcast at the end of last year. We chatted about their operations and toured around for a couple hours. They have a lot going on this year. They shared what's new since last year and what they have planned for their focus at the farmers market this season. Later this week, we will have our spring episode with Carol, but today we have both Carol and Don talking about their bees, the importance of the queen's genetics, their efforts and struggles as beekeepers, what they're doing this year to prevent colony collapse, and a few stories about their other animals who will soon be producing offspring. Over the last 12 years of homesteading, they have gained so much wisdom about the natural cycles of nature, plants, and animals, and we talk all about this.
The next year, we lost one. We were very sad about that. One now sounds great because the last 2 years we've lost everything.
Oh my God.
So there's different genetic breeds of queens, and one of them is the Russian bee. And so we're getting regular 3 pounds of bees, but we're getting Russian queen. The Russian bee, for whatever reason, bees groom each other. And some bees are better than others at picking varroa mites off of each other.
Interesting.
The Russian bees bite them. They crunch them and drop them.
Amazing.
Because if you just drop a bee to the bottom of the hive, a mite to the bottom of the hive, it'll climb back up again.
I see.
But if you crunch it and it drops to the bottom of the hive, that's it.
So you do believe that is the reason that your hives failed, is those mites?
I think that was the killer. You know, it's like if you have one disease, you can fight it. If you have 5 diseases.
So maybe that you're talking about the pesticides.
The lack of forage.
Okay.
The diminishing type of forage. So it's quantity and quality. It's everything combined. Just blew everything out of the water.
And that's been a nationwide problem.
Nationwide. So we're going to get Russian queens. You take the queen that's going to come with the bees, and you kill her, and you introduce a new queen, and after a while they will accept you. The queen's in a little cage.
Wow.
And after a while they will accept the queen, and then within the course of a month, all of the bees in the hive will be from her.
Sounds like an alien invasion.
It's an alien invasion. Well, hopefully these aliens are going to be more useful.
So all the babies will be from her, but is it really, how did the species...
They will all have that genetics.
Oh, I see. Genetics. So are they hybrid then? Or is it really just that the
People are selling Russian queens because of the genetics. And so when you get that queen, she doesn't have to go on a mating flight. She's ready to go.
But so species-wise, I mean, like there's many different types of bees.
Yes.
So is she literally different, or is she just a purer line?
No, it's a different. It's
okay,
different.
And they all can, so she can get those other bees to work with her.
No, the bees, it's a very short turnover. The average bee, regardless of which kind, whether it's a worker or a male, within a month, basically, that bee's life cycle is done. So she starts laying eggs. Within a month, all the bees in the hive are from her.
Oh my God.
And theoretically, hopefully, within a month, all these bees are going to be going around because it's what they know to do, biting, crunching up the varroa mites and dropping them dead to the bottom of the hive.
Amazing.
It'll be really amazing if it works.
I love it. We'll have to follow up on that.
But that's, that'll be interesting. I'm not even sure exactly what they look like, because there's bigger bees, smaller bees, bees that sting, bees that don't sting, bees that make honey, bees that don't make honey. There's all kinds like any other insect. But we are hoping, because we do love it, but it's hard to have all of them die. And it's expensive to replace them.
Sounds very demoralizing.
It's very demoralizing. What we're hoping is you get the bees, and they're coming from Missouri in this case, and God knows what they're bringing with them or what kind of shape they're in. And the queen that you are being sent, it may be a good queen, it may be not a very good queen, it may be a lousy queen. Some queen breeders take their queens, they'll put them in a living situation, they'll watch them for a couple of weeks, see how they're acting, see the kind of brood pattern that they lay. You want a nice tight brood pattern, not just kind of spotty all over the comb. And then after a couple of weeks, if they're satisfied, then they'll ship them out. Other people, they'll take the queen, They'll put it in a living situation. They see it lay an egg. That's it. She's going. And we've had any number of times where the queen that has sent us will be dead within a week.
Oh my God.
They'll be making a new queen within a week. So we're hoping that just we can get that hive, the first hives, get them over the hump, bring in the Russian queens, have everything work for that first month, which usually, sometimes you get a hive that collapses right away or absconds right away, but usually works.
So what happens if you put the new queen in and it doesn't work out, as you said, sometimes happens, and they're making a new bee? Does that mean that, so it just means a new queen with the wrong genetics?
After the first month, it won't be a problem because they'll all be Russian genetics.
I see.
But before then, that first month will be really critical, just to keep everything rolling. First month, month and a half, and then everybody will be Russian. But even
maybe
then,
you need to sing them Russian songs.
Do dances.
Yeah.
We could do some Russian dances.
Yeah.
And that's part, my family's part Russian.
There you go. So you should talk to them.
Yeah.
One thing that we'll probably try, raising some queens just from queen cells when they make their own queen. When you see a good solid queen cell, put it in another hive along with some workers, let them develop a queen. Now you'll have 3 main hives, but you got 4 queens. So if one queen dies, you've got somebody else to put in there, because otherwise you may have Russian genetics making that queen, but then if she's got to go out on her maiden flight, all bets are off.
I see.
You know, you start diluting those genetics, and you don't get what you want.
So it sounds like, from what I've been reading, that's been the savior of the bees, is the beekeeper, because now it's very popular, and with the modern economy, it's really easy to get, like, if things go wrong, you can always order another one, and it's like $25 to $100 or something like that, right? So
yeah, well, it depends on what you're trying to order and where you want to get it. There are always bees and queens available, but a lot of times the bees and queens, you don't want them. We have had places that we definitely would never go back to. It's a matter of finding quality, and what you hope is that you're successful in that. You hope bees to be successful, and then you never have to buy another bee again. With raising your own queens, combining hives, splitting hives, getting them when they're ready to swarm, moving part of the hive into another.
Sounds like a full-time job.
Depends how many hives you have.
Exactly. It depends on how many hives you have.
Some people make a living doing it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so this is clearly the coolest place to be in New Mexico because you have so many interesting things going on. And would you consider having a woofer or someone who...
Oh, we do have woofers.
We got one coming.
We have one.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, we've had them on and off for years. And they're very... You want to be our woofer? You can.
No, but I know people. Actually, that salve that you make, there's a guy that I'm acquainted with in Santa Fe who's making that, and he would be very interested in what you're doing here. I wonder if he would be a good candidate.
Yeah.
But maybe one of our listeners will be thinking, I got to get over there to White Duck Farm.
Well, seriously, if you ever want to come and spend 4 or 5 days,
that would be so fun.
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
You make us feel like what we're doing is interesting.
It's important.
Well, it is. People think it's interesting.
But when you're doing it, you're just your nose is down in the dirt. You're not really thinking about, wow, we're going to save the world.
This is the one thing. It's like every human really should be connected to their food source in some way, right? Yes. But people aren't, and how does that affect them? It affects them in like every way. Like they're completely detached from basic life cycles. I think that's a big part of our problem, as a society. It's something I believe in, So.
You have a passion for it and a curiosity.
True.
You could be a farmer.
Yeah. I'm like a farmer, but I'm not a farmer. I don't have any land.
Advocate.
There's
That's true.
All different levels, all different kinds. You don't have to own a combine to be a farmer.
And you know what? You don't just grow food. Growing flowers is so important. And if you don't grow flowers, the bees don't have anything to eat.
Well, and I look at it more like if I don't I'm excited about being at the farmer's market and talking with people about the plants. So if I can find people that have a little apartment, don't have any land even, and they can get excited about a couple little tiny plants on their balcony or in their window, that connects them to the earth.
Right.
I was telling Carol about the colony collapse because the more I read about it, I realized that there is more collapse than ever before, like as a percentage, but it's still because of all the ways to get new queens and way more people beekeeping than any time in the last 25 years. We've more than compensated for it, but we've ruined it as humans. We've fucked everything up, but we're also adapting to the situation.
Working on it. You should come back once a month on a day that we do the hives.
I would love it.
We'll call you when the bees come in. They're coming in April. You know, you have sort of a general idea, but you can't really rush bees. You can't rush
Even
them.
your Russian bees can't be rushed.
No, you can't rush it. You can't rush a pregnancy. And, you know, that is the thing about bees and pregnancies and animals. You can't, things take as much time as they take.
You can tell them to do what you want them to do, but that doesn't mean anything.
Even the plants.
Even the plants.
Even plants.
Especially goats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like those eggs in the incubator, if I crank up the heat, is that going to make them hatch sooner? No, it'll kill them. Things take as long as they take. So, same thing. We don't know when the bees are going to come. We know it'll be April.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for helping us remember.
I love it. It's so awesome.
How wonderful it is. You're an adopted member of the family, and you're already a member of the tribe. So
Totally.
Do you want to come and meet Jeanette?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Last week in April, first week in May, baby goats.
Yay. Okay, let me know about that.
Not to be missed. Well, once again, I can tell you for sure that they're going to be born in those 2 weeks. I cannot tell you for sure what day or how many in a day or whether it'll be in the middle of the night. I can just tell you that for sure it will be during those 2 weeks because that will be 5 months exactly after they were bred.
Okay. Well, I'm excited and I'll hopefully get to see it.
Yeah, when they start popping out, we can give you a call.
Cool.
Because that one starts then. Sometimes you get 3 or 4 days between, and sometimes you'll have two goats give birth on the same day. That's a wild time. Bring out the towels.
And even just knowing that you had your baby chickens, I wish I could have seen that. That would have been.
There'll be more.
Yeah, those come up soon too. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to support White Duck Farm, you can call them directly to learn about their fresh goat milk soaps and lotion products, as well as herbal salves, which they have available for sale, and they ship all across the country. Also, if you are located in northern New Mexico, they have many other farm products available for sale at the farmers markets. Their phone number is 575-421-0100. To support the podcast and automatically learn of future episodes, please subscribe to the Get In My Garden podcast via iTunes and leave positive reviews. Show notes are available on getinmygarden.com, and my email and phone number are visible at the top of the screen. Feel free to reach out to me directly with comments and questions about the show. Next week is our spring episode, and we will chat more with Carol Horwitz of White Duck Farm about what she learned as a sustainable farmer last year and how they will focus their efforts differently at the farmers market this year. Catch you later this week.